Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going to uncover a hidden treasure from the United States that might just be sitting in your coin collection or even tucked away in your drawer. This coin has a fascinating backstory, and it might be more valuable than you think. We're talking about the United States of America 2001 Kentucky Quarter. You may have seen this coin before, but did you know that it could be worth a whopping fortune? Stick with me until the end, because you're about to learn why this seemingly ordinary coin can fetch such an incredible price. Let's take a step back for a moment. The year 2001 was significant in the history of U.S. coinage because it was part of the 50-state quarters program. This program was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999 and was a massive hit with collectors all over the world. Each state released its own quarter design, and by 2001, we were seeing states like Delaware, Pennsylvania, and of course, Kentucky, rolling out their unique designs. The Kentucky Quarter was released in 2001, and its design is a beautiful representation of the state's culture and history. On the reverse side, you'll find a depiction of a thoroughbred horse and a small representation of the state's famous horse racing industry. Kentucky is often called the horse capital of the world, and this coin captures that legacy perfectly. You'll notice the words, "My Old Kentucky Home," which is the title of a famous song written by Stephen Foster, further linking the coin to the state's heritage. But here's the twist: while these coins were produced in large numbers, not all of them are the same. Some have special characteristics that make them incredibly rare and highly desirable to collectors. And it's these special characteristics that set certain 2001 Kentucky quarters apart from the rest, transforming them into one of the most sought-after coins on the market today. Let's talk about the rarity factor for a moment. The key to the value of the 2001 Kentucky Quarter lies in its condition and any unique variations or errors that might have occurred during the minting process. Like any coin, some of these Kentucky quarters were circulated heavily, leading to wear and tear over time. But what makes this coin so intriguing is the fact that there are a number of them that didn't come out as perfect as intended. Some have minting errors that can dramatically increase their value. For example, there are reports of 2001 Kentucky quarters with misprints, incorrect inscriptions, and even off-center strikes. These are all considered minting errors and are highly prized by collectors who understand the rarity of such flaws. Even small errors, such as doubled lettering or mismatched edges, can make a coin much more valuable. Minting errors are considered a unique treasure in the world of coin collecting, as they are one-of-a-kind anomalies that simply can't be replicated. But the real kicker comes when we talk about condition. As with any collectible, a coin's value is heavily dependent on its grade. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are always going to be worth more than those that have been used and worn. The 2001 Kentucky Quarter, if found in uncirculated or near mint condition, is already worth far more than face value. However, if you happen to stumble upon one of these rare minting error coins in excellent condition, you might just be holding on to something incredibly valuable. Now, let's talk numbers. How much could this 2001 Kentucky Quarter be worth? If you're lucky enough to find a rare, mint-condition 2001 Kentucky Quarter with a minting error, you might be shocked to learn that it could fetch up to $63,000. Yes, you heard that right, $63,000 for a single quarter. That's an astounding amount for a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents. For those of you who have a keen eye for spotting rare coins, this is one worth looking out for. With the right knowledge, a little bit of luck, and some careful inspection, you could find yourself with a coin that could transform your collection, or even your bank account. So, what should you look for in a 2001 Kentucky Quarter? Pay close attention to any signs of minting errors, such as off-center strikes, doubled images, or incorrect inscriptions. Look for coins that are in great condition, free from scratches, dents, or heavy wear. If you happen to come across a coin like this, consider getting it appraised by a professional to ensure you're sitting on a small fortune. Now, before you start going through your old coin jar, just remember, even though the potential value of these coins is extraordinary, it's also rare to come across one in such good condition or with minting errors. That's why these coins are so prized by collectors. They're not just pieces of history, they're pieces of chance. Top 2, we have a truly special coin to talk about, and if you're a fan of rare finds and hidden treasures, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Have you ever heard of the 2006 Nebraska Quarter? It may seem like just another state coin in the U.S. Mint's famous 50 state quarters program, but trust me, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. If you're not already familiar, the 50 state quarters program, launched by the U.S. Mint back in 1999, was a huge hit. Each state had the chance to design its own quarter, representing the unique history, culture, and landmarks that make each state special. By 2006, we had already seen coins from most of the states, but Nebraska's release in 2006 would come with something extraordinary, something that collectors just couldn't ignore. The design on the 2006 Nebraska Quarter is quite beautiful and meaningful. On the reverse side, we see an image of a covered wagon, with the Oregon Trail etched in the background. This design pays tribute to Nebraska's pivotal role in the westward expansion of the United States and the pioneers who traveled the Oregon Trail in the 1800s. The state's history is woven into this coin in a way that's truly captivating, especially for those who appreciate the rich past of the American frontier. But here's where it gets really interesting. Although the 2006 Nebraska Quarter was part of a widely circulated series, there are certain variants and errors on this coin that have made it one of the most desirable and valuable state quarters among collectors today. And these aren't just minor differences. We're talking about rare minting mistakes that could turn an ordinary quarter into a small fortune. For example, one of the most famous errors found on the 2006 Nebraska Quarter is the extra trees variety. It's believed that during the minting process, some of the coins came out with a few extra trees in the background behind the covered wagon. These extra trees were not part of the original design, making the coin a rare error. It's one of those mistakes that collectors absolutely love to get their hands on because, as you can imagine, no two coins with this error will ever be the same. If you happen to find one of these with the extra trees, you've found something truly unique. Another reason the 2006 Nebraska Quarter has become so valuable is its rarity in certain conditions. Like many other coins, the State Quarter series was widely circulated, so most of these coins show significant signs of wear and tear. However, the coins that have managed to survive in uncirculated condition or near mint condition are incredibly sought after. A coin with sharp, clean details, free from scratches or heavy circulation marks, will naturally fetch a higher price from collectors. Now, let's talk about what all this means for the value of the 2006 Nebraska Quarter. Even though these coins were produced in large numbers, the rarity of minting errors and the condition of the coin can really boost its worth. In fact, if you happen to own a 2006 Nebraska Quarter with the extra trees error, or one that's in perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a real gem. Are you ready for this? If you find yourself in possession of one of these rare error coins in pristine condition, or if you happen to have an uncirculated 2006 Nebraska Quarter that just looks flawless, the value can be astonishing. Some of these rare specimens have sold for as much as $63,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $63,000 for a single quarter. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, that's crazy for a quarter. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes the smallest, most unexpected coins hold enormous value. It's all about the rarity, the condition, and those special little details that make a coin stand out from the rest. And when it comes to the 2006 Nebraska Quarter, those details could make you a small fortune. So, what do you need to look out for if you're going through your change or digging through your coin collection? First and foremost, check the condition. Coins that are in excellent shape, especially those that have never been in circulation, will always be more valuable than those that are worn down. And don't forget to keep an eye out for any minting errors. If you find the extra trees variety, you've got a treasure on your hands. In the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin isn't always about its face value, it's about its rarity, its condition, and the unique story it tells. So, if you find a 2006 Nebraska Quarter, take a closer look. It might just be worth much more than you think. Top 3, we're diving into a coin that you may have overlooked, one that, when found in the right condition, could make you a small fortune. Yes, today we're talking about the 2009 Guam Quarter, which was part of the U.S. Mint's District of Columbia and U.S. Territories program. This unassuming coin could be worth far more than its face value, and I'm here to explain exactly why. For those who might not be familiar, the U.S. Mint began issuing commemorative quarters for U.S. territories in 2009. These were part of the broader 50-state quarters program and its follow-up, the America the Beautiful Quarters series. The 2009 Guam Quarter was released to honor the U.S. territory of Guam, and its design is a beautiful tribute to the island's culture and history. The reverse side of the 2009 Guam Quarter features a depiction of a latte stone, which is an iconic structure used by ancient Chamorro people on the island. These stones symbolize Guam's heritage, and their representation on this quarter is a powerful nod to the island's cultural history. The design also includes a solitary figure of a person standing with the latte stone, which highlights the significance of this monument in the local culture. So, we've got a beautiful coin with a rich history, but what makes the 2009 Guam Quarter stand out in the world of coin collecting? What could possibly make this coin worth a fortune? Well, it comes down to rarity and the possibility of minting errors, factors that could skyrocket the value of this relatively recent coin. Let's start by talking about rarity. The 2009 Guam Quarter wasn't minted in the same numbers as many of the earlier state quarters, which immediately makes it less common and more sought after by collectors. As with any coin, those that were circulated heavily and show signs of wear and tear will always be less valuable than those that have been kept in pristine condition. But that's not all. Minting errors are where things get really interesting. While many collectors focus on older coins, there's a growing demand for coins with minting errors, especially if they're rare or if the error makes the coin unique. The 2009 Guam Quarter has a few different errors that collectors have been looking out for. One of the most interesting errors is the double die variety. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled in certain places on the coin. These subtle but noticeable variations can make a huge difference in value, as they turn a standard coin into a one-of-a-kind collector's item. But minting errors aren't the only factor that makes the 2009 Guam Quarter special. The condition of the coin is just as important, if not more so. Coins that have been stored carefully and haven't been exposed to heavy circulation are always going to be worth more. So, if you happen to have a 2009 Guam Quarter in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, it's already valuable in the eyes of a collector. And if that coin has a rare minting error on it, well, you've just found yourself a treasure. So, you might be wondering, just how much could this coin be worth? What's the potential payout for finding a pristine 2009 Guam Quarter with a minting error? Get ready, because this is where it gets exciting. If you're lucky enough to find a 2009 Guam Quarter with a notable error, especially the double die variety, and it's in perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth as much as $56,000. Yes, you heard that right, $56,000 for a single quarter. Imagine that. One small, 25-cent coin could make you thousands of dollars, all because of a rare error and its impeccable condition. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes, it's the smallest, most unexpected pieces of history that hold the greatest value. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if my 2009 Guam Quarter is valuable? It's all about paying attention to the details. Look for any signs of minting errors, things like double dies, off-center strikes, or even unusual marks on the coin. Examine the condition of your coin carefully. If it's well preserved and free from scratches or dings, it's likely worth more than you might think. If you find yourself with a 2009 Guam Quarter that checks all the right boxes, you might want to consider getting it appraised by a professional. They can help you determine whether you have a truly rare specimen on your hands, and if so, you could be looking at a payout that could change your life. So, what should you do with this newfound knowledge? Head to your coin collection, check your pockets, and keep an eye out for any 2009 Guam Quarters that might just have those rare features. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is one you don't want to overlook. Top 4. We're about to dive into the fascinating story of the 2003 Arkansas Quarter, an unsung hero in the world of numismatics that could be hiding in your collection right now. This coin might seem like just another state quarter, but let me tell you, there's more to it than meets the eye. The 2003 Arkansas Quarter has a very special place in the world of rare coins, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of its value, let's take a step back and appreciate the design and history behind this coin. The 2003 Arkansas Quarter was part of the 50-state quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. This program quickly became a sensation, with each state releasing its own unique quarter design, making them not only a part of everyday currency but also highly collectible items. The 2003 Arkansas Quarter features an image of a diamond, a nod to the state's famous Crater of Diamond State Park, where visitors can actually search for real diamonds. This design was carefully chosen to represent the rich mining history of Arkansas, and it showcases a large diamond with a smaller one next to it, symbolizing the hope of striking it rich. What's even more interesting is that Arkansas is the only state where the public can hunt for diamonds in a state park, making the coin's design even more unique. But here's the twist: while this coin may seem like a simple, well-designed state quarter, there are certain aspects that make it rare, and if you have the right version of this coin, you could be sitting on something incredibly valuable. So, let's dive into what makes the 2003 Arkansas Quarter so special. First and foremost, let's talk about rarity. Like many of the state quarters, the 2003 Arkansas Quarter was minted in large quantities. However, as with any coin, the number of coins that have been kept in perfect condition is much smaller. Most of the Arkansas quarters that were circulated became worn, scratched, and aged over time. But here's where it gets interesting: coins that are in uncirculated or near mint condition are highly prized by collectors. If you're lucky enough to have one of these coins that's been kept in pristine condition, you've already got a rare find on your hands. But the real magic happens when we talk about minting errors. Minting errors are what set certain coins apart from the rest, and the 2003 Arkansas Quarter has some of the most intriguing errors collectors look for. These errors can range from small mistakes that happen during the minting process to more noticeable flaws that make a coin stand out. One of the most sought-after errors on the 2003 Arkansas Quarter is the double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the image to appear doubled. If you look closely at the lettering, or even the diamond on the coin, you might notice a slight doubling effect. This subtle mistake can make a coin incredibly rare and highly valuable. It's one of those errors that collectors go wild for, as it's a true anomaly and adds an extra layer of uniqueness to the coin. Another potential error that makes the 2003 Arkansas Quarter valuable is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be off-center on the coin. This error gives the coin a very distinctive, misaligned appearance and is considered a mistake that adds to its worth. Now, you're probably wondering, how much can a 2003 Arkansas Quarter with these rare errors actually be worth? Well, here's where it gets exciting. If you happen to have a 2003 Arkansas Quarter that's in uncirculated or near mint condition, with a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, you could be holding onto a coin worth up to $55,000. Yes, you heard that right, $55,000 for a single quarter. That's a massive value for a coin that, just a few years ago, was only worth 25 cents. Now, I know what you're thinking: how can you tell if your coin is one of these rare finds? It all comes down to paying close attention to the details. Carefully inspect the lettering, the design, and the edges of the coin. Look for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or other errors. If you find one of these anomalies, make sure to check the condition of the coin as well. The better the condition, the higher the value, but even if you don't have a minting error, don't be discouraged. A 2003 Arkansas Quarter in excellent condition is still a valuable coin, especially if it's part of your state quarter collection. Over time, as these coins become rarer and harder to find in good condition, their value will continue to increase. If you think you found a gem in your collection, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional. They'll be able to give you an accurate valuation and help you understand just how much your coin is worth. So, the next time you're sorting through your change, remember to keep an eye out for that 2003 Arkansas Quarter. It could be the key to unlocking a small fortune. And if you're just starting out in the world of coin collecting, make sure to add the Arkansas Quarter to your radar, it's a piece of history with the potential for big rewards. Top 5, we're going to dive deep into a coin that many people overlook, but that holds a special place in the world of numismatics. You may have heard of it, but perhaps you didn't realize just how valuable it can be. I'm talking about the 2017 Effigy Mounds National Monument Quarter, a coin that's more than just a piece of currency, but a beautiful and rare collectible that could be hiding in your collection right now. Now, some of you may be familiar with the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which started in 2010. This series of quarters is dedicated to national parks and monuments across the United States, celebrating the natural beauty, rich history, and cultural significance of these iconic sites. Each coin in the series features a unique design that showcases one of the many parks or monuments, and the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter is no exception. The Effigy Mounds Quarter was issued to honor Effigy Mounds National Monument in Iowa, a site that is home to ancient burial mounds constructed by Native American cultures. The mounds, which are shaped like animals and other figures, are believed to be more than 1,000 years old. These mounds are a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the area, and the design on the coin reflects the monument's significance in American history. On the reverse side of the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter, you'll find a beautiful and detailed depiction of an effigy mound in the shape of a bird. The design captures the intricate details of the mounds, symbolizing both the historical and spiritual importance they hold. Surrounding the mound is a stunning landscape that showcases the natural beauty of the region. It's a piece of American history and art that perfectly encapsulates the spirit of the monument. But here's where things get really interesting. Although the Effigy Mounds Quarter is part of a widely circulated program, there are certain features that make this coin particularly rare and highly valuable among collectors. What's the secret behind its worth? Well, it all comes down to rarity, minting errors, and the condition of the coin. Let's break it down. The 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter wasn't minted in extremely limited numbers, but like many coins, the condition in which they survive over the years can make all the difference in value. Most of these quarters were released into circulation and used for everyday transactions, meaning many of them have been worn down over time, losing some of their original beauty and detail. However, the true gems of the collection are the coins that have survived in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. These coins, with their sharp, crisp details and flawless surfaces, are much harder to come by and are far more valuable to collectors, but there's more. The real thrill for collectors comes with minting errors. Minting errors can turn an ordinary coin into something truly special and, as a result, incredibly valuable. The 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter is no exception. One of the most coveted error types on this coin is the double die variety, where the design appears doubled due to a mistake in the minting process. This error happens when the die that strikes the coin moves slightly between strikes, causing the image to overlap. If you're lucky enough to find a 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter with this rare minting error, you're in for a real treat. Another error that collectors look out for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, resulting in an off-center design. This can give the coin a misaligned look that makes it stand out from the others. An off-center strike on the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter could significantly increase its value, especially if it's in good condition. Now, the big question: how much can a 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter be worth? If you happen to have one of these rare coins with a minting error, or if your coin is in flawless, uncirculated condition, you might be in for a windfall. Believe it or not, a 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter with the right characteristics can be worth as much as $34,000. Yes, you heard that right, $34,000 for a single quarter. It's an incredible amount of money for such a small piece of history. So, how can you tell if your 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter is one of these valuable treasures? It's all about paying close attention to the details. Look for any minting errors, like doubling or off-center strikes, and examine the coin's condition. If it's in mint or near mint condition, it's already worth more than face value. If it has a unique error, then you might just have a coin that could make you a small fortune. If you think you found one of these rare coins, the next step is to get it appraised. A professional coin appraiser will be able to determine its exact value and confirm whether you've got a genuine rare find. If so, you could be holding on to a highly valuable piece of American history. In conclusion, the 2017 Effigy Mounds quarter is more than just a piece of currency, it's a rare collectible with the potential to be worth thousands of dollars. If you find one of these coins with a minting error or in perfect condition, you could be holding on to a real treasure. So, take a closer look at your coin collection, and who knows, your next find might be a $34,000 gem. Top 6, we're diving into one of those hidden gems, the 2002 Ohio Quarter. You may have a few of these quarters lying around, but what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth an eye-watering amount? Stick with me, because I'm about to reveal just why this coin might be hiding more value than you ever imagined. First, let's talk about the 2002 Ohio Quarter's design and why it's such an important piece of American history. Ohio was the 17th state to join the Union, and its quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program. The design of the Ohio Quarter features the famous image of the Wright brothers' first flight. It's a fitting tribute to the pioneers of aviation, as Ohio is home to the Wright brothers, who made the first successful powered flight in 1903. The coin shows a small airplane soaring above the state's famous plains, with the inscription, "Birthplace of Aviation." It's an incredible design that pays homage to one of the most pivotal moments in American history. Now, you might be thinking, it's a cool design, but how does that make this coin worth anything more than face value? Well, here's where things start to get interesting. Like most coins, the 2002 Ohio Quarter was minted in large quantities, and millions of them entered circulation. But what sets this coin apart from the others is not just its design, it's the rarity, the condition, and the potential for minting errors. Let's start with rarity. While many of these coins were produced, not all of them have been kept in pristine condition. Over the years, many of these quarters have been used for everyday transactions, and with heavy circulation comes wear and tear. Coins that show signs of being dropped, scratched, or overly circulated aren't particularly valuable. However, if you happen to have an Ohio quarter that has remained in excellent condition, perhaps uncirculated or only lightly used, you're looking at something much more valuable than you might think. But what really makes the 2002 Ohio Quarter stand out in the world of collectors is the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors are a collector's dream because they make a coin one of a kind. Errors can happen in various ways during the minting process, and when they do, they can turn a regular coin into something incredibly rare and valuable. The 2002 Ohio Quarter is no exception, and there are a few errors that collectors are on the lookout for. One of the most notable errors is the double die variety. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear slightly doubled. The doubling usually shows up in the lettering, date, or even the imagery on the coin. If you're lucky enough to find a 2002 Ohio Quarter with a double die, you've just found a coin that can be worth far more than its face value. Collectors go wild for these types of errors because they make the coin unique, and a well-preserved double die coin can fetch a premium price on the market. Another error to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be off-center. It's not a major flaw, but it's a distinctive feature that makes the coin stand out. Off-center strikes are highly prized by collectors because they're visually striking and show a clear mistake made during the minting process. So, you might be wondering, how much could a 2002 Ohio Quarter be worth if it has a rare minting error or is in near-perfect condition? This is where the excitement really kicks in. If you've got one of these coins in flawless, uncirculated condition, or even better, if it has a rare minting error like a double die or an off-center strike, you could be holding a coin worth up to $53,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $53,000 for a single 25-cent coin. That's an incredible value for a quarter that's not even that old, and it's proof of just how much a rare find can make a difference in the world of coin collecting. Imagine having a coin in your collection that's worth thousands of dollars just because of a small minting error or its pristine condition. It's a reminder that coin collecting is not just about collecting coins, it's about hunting for hidden treasures. Now, I know you're probably thinking, how do I know if I have one of these valuable coins? The key is to pay close attention to the details. Examine the coin carefully for any signs of doubling or off-center strikes. Look at the lettering and design closely to see if anything seems misaligned or duplicated. If you've got a 2002 Ohio quarter that looks flawless or has an obvious minting error, you're in the right place to start your journey into the world of rare and valuable coins. If you think you found one of these valuable quarters, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional. They can give you an accurate estimate of its value and help you determine if you've truly discovered a hidden treasure. So, before you let your 2002 Ohio quarters slip through your fingers, make sure to check them thoroughly. You never know when you'll come across a rare find that could be worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 2002 Ohio quarter may seem like just another piece of change, but for collectors, it's so much more. With the right condition and the possibility of minting errors, this coin could be worth thousands of dollars. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, make sure to keep an eye out for this particular quarter. You might just be holding onto a coin worth $53,000. Top 7 and last rare coin. I have something truly special to share with you, a coin that many people overlook, but could be worth a small fortune if you happen to have the right one in your collection. I'm talking about the 2007 Idaho Quarter, a beautiful coin that's part of the U.S. Mint State Quarters program, which celebrates the unique history and heritage of each state. You might have some of these quarters sitting around, but did you know that this particular coin could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll learn exactly what makes this coin so valuable, and you might just have one of these treasures in your pocket right now. The 2007 Idaho Quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each quarter in this series represents a different state, and the Idaho Quarter is no exception. The design on this coin is simple but striking, showcasing the state's stunning natural beauty. The reverse side of the coin features a majestic scene of a peregrine falcon soaring over the rugged landscape of Idaho, with the state's famous mountains and rivers in the background. The words, "famous potatoes," are also inscribed, a nod to Idaho's reputation as the nation's leading producer of potatoes. It's a design that perfectly captures the essence of the state, but here's the twist: while many of these quarters were produced and circulated, there's something special about certain 2007 Idaho quarters that sets them apart from the rest. It's not just the design that makes these coins valuable, but rather their rarity, their condition, and the possibility of minting errors. Yes, you heard that right, minting errors. And when it comes to coins, minting errors are a huge deal because they can make a coin incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. If you're holding on to a 2007 Idaho quarter with one of these errors, you could be looking at a coin worth much more than face value. First, let's talk about condition. As we all know, coins that have been in circulation tend to wear down over time. The more a coin is used, the more it loses its sharpness and detail. However, uncirculated coins, or coins that have been carefully preserved in pristine condition, are far more valuable. If you happen to have a 2007 Idaho quarter that hasn't seen much use, perhaps it was kept in a drawer or coin collection all these years, you might just have a coin that could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. These well-preserved coins are much rarer than those that have been in heavy circulation, and collectors are always on the lookout for high-quality specimens, but the real goldmine comes when you discover a 2007 Idaho quarter with a minting error. Minting errors are fascinating for collectors because they turn an ordinary coin into something completely unique and much more valuable. For example, the 2007 Idaho quarter is known to have a few potential errors that make it a prized possession for collectors. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die variety. This occurs when the design is struck more than once, causing a slight doubling effect on the text or imagery. If you find a 2007 Idaho quarter with a double die, especially if it's on the state name or the date, you could have a coin worth thousands of dollars. Another error that could make your 2007 Idaho quarter valuable is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear off-center. These types of errors are relatively rare, and they make the coin stand out as a unique and collectible piece. An off-center strike on the 2007 Idaho Quarter could make it much more valuable than a standard, well-worn coin. Now, let's get to the exciting part. How much could a 2007 Idaho Quarter be worth? If you happen to have one of these coins with a rare minting error, or if it's in perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Believe it or not, a 2007 Idaho Quarter with a minting error or in pristine condition has been known to sell for up to $50,000. Yes, $50,000 for a single quarter. It's truly remarkable to think that a coin worth only 25 cents when it was minted could be worth so much today, especially if you have a rare error or a perfectly preserved specimen. So, how do you know if your 2007 Idaho Quarter is worth that kind of money? It all comes down to paying close attention to the details. Take a good look at your coin and examine the text, design, and alignment. Look for any signs of doubling or off-center strikes. Inspect the edges for any irregularities or errors. And of course, make sure the coin is in the best possible condition. It could be worth a lot more if it's uncirculated or has been kept in near-perfect condition. If you think you might have found one of these rare and valuable coins, the next step is to get it appraised. A professional numismatist can help you determine its true value and give you a more accurate estimate based on its condition and any errors it might have. Don't just assume it's worth only face value. Many collectors have stumbled upon coins that turned out to be worth far more than they expected. In conclusion, the 2007 Idaho Quarter may seem like just another piece of change, but in the world of coin collecting, it's much more than that. With the right condition and the possibility of minting errors, this coin could be worth a small fortune. So, the next time you find one of these quarters, take a closer look, because it might just be worth $50,000. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and you never know when the next valuable find will pop up. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.